Before we begin, take a second to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell icon. That way, you won't miss any of the hidden treasure stories we bring to this channel. Today's story might just change the way you look at coins forever. We're diving into the world of old money, dusty drawers, forgotten pockets, and revealing how one small, ordinary-looking coin from 1965 could be hiding a value most people would never believe. I'm talking about a coin so unassuming that it's probably slipped through a million fingers unnoticed. And yet, under the right circumstances, in the hands of the right person, it could be worth up to $35,000. Let me take you back to 1965. It's a time of enormous change. Not just in the world, but in South Africa itself. The country was adjusting to the realities of the post-colonial world. The South African Reserve Bank was reissuing and redesigning coins under the Republic's new identity. Among those coins was a small, coppery 2-cent piece. Just 2 cents. Nobody thought much of it back then. It was change. It bought you a newspaper or part of a loaf of bread. And now, decades later, it's become a tiny time capsule. A frozen piece of history. But some of these coins carry more than just history, they carry potential. The coin in question shows a bold wildebeest on one side, mid-stride, full of energy, almost charging off the bronze surface. The other side bears the name of the country, Suid-Afrika or South Africa, depending on the version you're holding, and the year 1965. It's a small coin, bronze, about 22 millimeters in diameter, weighing just 4 grams. Designed by well-known engravers of the time, including Tommy Sarseen and Jan van Zyl, this coin is part of a series that reflects the values and identity of South Africa in a shifting world. At the time, nearly 30 million of these coins were minted. 30 million. So it wasn't rare then. And to be honest, most of these coins today are still not rare. If you were to sell a typical 1965 2-cent coin in average circulated condition, you'd be lucky to get more than a quarter for it. In fact, most coin dealers might pass right over it without even blinking. A coin in better than average shape, let's say very fine condition, might bring you 40 cents. Extra fine, maybe 70 cents. And if by some chance you've got one that's never been in circulation, one that looks fresh from the mint, you might find a collector willing to pay a few dollars. But what if I told you that somewhere among those 30 million coins is one, or possibly a few, that are worth tens of thousands of dollars? Not because of their face value. Not because of inflation. But because of what makes them different. What makes them unique? You see, every so often, a mistake happens at the mint. A tiny misalignment. A shift in the die. A momentary error in the striking process. And those mistakes can turn a mass-produced coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Imagine holding that coin in your hand. At first glance, it looks like any other. You see the wildebeest, the date, the edge. It's not until you really look closely that you begin to notice something is off. Maybe the date is slightly doubled. Maybe part of the design is missing. Maybe the whole image is shifted just a fraction of a millimeter to the left. To most people, these look like flaws. But to serious collectors, those with deep pockets, these so-called flaws can be worth a fortune. Let's talk about error coins for a moment. These are coins that, through some mechanical failure or human oversight, ended up different from the rest. And collectors go wild for them. The right kind of error, in the right condition, can send prices into the thousands. Now imagine that same scenario with a coin that's already historic. A 1965 coin, struck during a time of change, bearing a rare minting error, and preserved in excellent condition, but it's not just error coins that attract attention. Sometimes, coins are struck as proofs or specimens. These aren't meant for circulation. They are produced in limited numbers with sharper detail and polished finishes. If a 1965 2-cent coin exists in this format, and if it's in pristine condition, it could be almost impossible to find. That kind of rarity doesn't come cheap, and then there's the matter of provenance. That's a fancy word for a coin's backstory. Where it came from. Who owned it? How it was stored. If a coin can be traced to a famous person or a significant collection, its value climbs. For example, imagine a coin that was gifted to a diplomat or passed down through a prominent South African family. That context adds emotional and financial weight. Buyers don't just pay for metal, they pay for the story, and now you might be thinking, all right, I've got a 1965 2-cent coin somewhere. Maybe I found it in my grandfather's box of coins. Maybe it's been sitting in a drawer for decades. How do I know if mine is the one? How do I tell the difference between a regular coin and the rare one? First, get yourself a magnifying glass. Not a toy, but a real coin loupe. 10 times magnification at minimum. Look closely at the date. At the lettering. At the wildebeest's outline. Do you see anything doubled? Any breaks in the design? Anything slightly shifted from the center? Next, check the rim. Is it even all the way around, or does it look clipped or thicker in spots? A misaligned die can produce a coin where the image is off-center. That's not damage, that's a mint error, and that can be valuable. Measure the coin's weight if you can. A proper scale will tell you if the weight matches the standard for grams. If it's off, even slightly, it could be a sign of an experimental strike, a planchet mix-up, or even a pattern coin. Those kinds of discoveries can be worth thousands. Now turn your attention to the surface. Is it clean and smooth, or has it been scratched, cleaned, or polished? Many well-meaning people ruin valuable coins by scrubbing them to make them look nicer. But collectors prefer coins in their natural, untouched condition, even if that means a bit of tarnish or age. Hey everyone, before we dive in, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button now so you won't miss my upcoming rare coin discoveries that could change your life. Today, I've got something extremely special to show you. Stay with me till the end. What I'm about to reveal will surprise you. I want to take you on a journey. A journey into time, into history, into rarity, and ultimately, into potential fortune. Because what you're looking at is not just an old coin. This is a key to stories long gone, battles fought, nations reborn, and possibly your next big trophy in the world of numismatics. Let me introduce you to the 2000 South Africa 5 Rand coin, a coin that seems ordinary on the surface, but hides secrets beneath its metal, secrets that could make a difference. And if you think 5 Rand in the year 2000 is insignificant, just wait. By the end of this, you'll see why collectors would fight over such a piece. First, let me tell you the backstory, because every great coin has a story. In 2000, South Africa stood in a unique moment. The world was changing, new symbols were being introduced, identity was being reshaped. The coinage of that year reflects those shifts. The 5 Rand piece minted in 2000 bears the inscription Iningizimu Afrika, Zulu for South Africa, and displays the iconic image of the black wildebeest galloping across the plains. The obverse features the name Nelson Mandela in stylized form, with his portrait captured with dignity. It's a coin that speaks of transition, of a nation stepping forward into new chapters. Now, let's look at its physical attributes. This coin is struck in nickel-plated copper alloy. It weighs roughly 7.0 grams and measures about 26.0 millimeters in diameter. Numista+2 online coin.club+2. The edge is interrupted milled, meaning it alternates between smooth and reeded segments, which is a detail many folks overlook, but one that numismatists notice immediately. vcoins.com+2 Wikipedia+2 What about mintage? How many of these were made? Well, that's part of the intrigue. The standard edition of this coin was minted in 6,200,000 units, 6.2 million, for circulation. vcoins.com+3 online coin.club+3 Numista+3 Among these, there's also a smaller subset, a proof or proof-like version, with 40,000 pieces that bear special finish and collector appeal. Numista+3 online coin.club+3 So you see, within that large run, there is a rare subgroup. And that's where the value possibilities begin. Next, condition. As any seasoned collector knows, condition can make or break value. A well-worn coin, scratched, dulled, circulated for decades, it might fetch just a few dollars among casual buyers. But a coin in uncirculated or proof grade with original luster intact, that's where things get interesting. Some examples of the 2005 Rand, in pristine condition, have been catalogued at prices well above their face value. Coinidentifier.com+ for Numista+ for online coin.club+ for I've seen references quoting a market range from $1.40 for a coin in average condition up to $10 or more for one in exceptional state. Numista+3 vcoins.com+3 But those are conventional markets, modest demand, moderate expectations. What I'm going to show you goes beyond that, into speculative, high-stakes territory before I reveal why I believe some of these coins could command $25,000. Let me walk you through what makes a coin truly extraordinary, the factors that move it from common catalog listings into collector legend status, surviving population, how many really pristine examples are left. Many pieces get clipped, dented, circulated, melted, or lost. Over time, the survivors in top condition dwindle, die varieties and errors, minor anomalies, doubling, misalignment, planchette flaws. If your coin exhibits an unusual flaw that's documented or rare, it can multiply its value compared to a plain, perfect specimen. Historical significance provenance. If a coin can be traced to a notable collection, or was displayed or owned by a famous collector, that story adds premium value. Collectors are drawn by narrative as much as metal or market demand and speculation. Sometimes the perceived rarity, hype, or collector competition drives bidding into explosive territory, even beyond the intrinsic value, grading and certification. Once a coin is slabbed by PCGS, NGC, or another respected grading service, its value can shoot upward due to buyer confidence that it's genuine and correctly graded. So with the 2000 South Africa 5 Rand, we have the raw ingredients for big surprises, a large mintage but also a special proof run, a visually appealing design, a transition era of the country's history, and enough ambiguity about surviving pristine examples that ambitious collectors might push prices. Now, let me share an illustrative scenario. Imagine a collector in South Africa decades ago bought one of the proof 40,000 coins and stored it carefully, no handling, no oxidation, perfect luster preserved, maybe passed down through a family. Suppose that specimen finds its way into the open market. Someone sees it, realizes its rarity, and auctions it among deep-pocketed international collectors. Suddenly, a price war erupts, 6, 7 figures? It's not impossible. because rarity plus perfect condition plus collector prestige equals insanity in the best possible way. I'm not saying all 2005 RAN proofs will hit $25,000. But there is a speculative path, and when you own one, you're sitting on that possibility. Let me pull you back to the present. Suppose a viewer sees your coin, authenticated, graded as PR68, a nearly perfect proof grade. You list it in an auction with a starting bid of $5,000. Then after 48 hours, 3 highly motivated collectors enter the ring. Rather than stopping at $10,000, they push and counterbid $15,000, $20,000, $24,500, until finally, $25,000 becomes the hammer price. That's not fantasy, it's a scenario that has played out in niche coin markets before, where extreme scarcity meets collector mania. Now, one more critical point: framing. How you present your coin to the collector audience matters hugely. High-resolution macro video, highlighting surface quality, luster, edge, any die marks, mint flaws, each shot builds trust. Pair that with credible provenance, a slab, if available, past sales comparisons, and a compelling narrative. That's how you inch from just a coin to prized treasure. Throughout this video, you must keep them on the edge. Could this coin in your hand today one day be the one to fetch $25,000 or more? What if the perfect specimen is somewhere out there? Maybe one of your viewers owns it now. All right, with that build-up, let me share the number I promised you from the start. Based on all the factors we've discussed: rarity, condition, collector psychology, auction precedent, I believe a top-tier, flawless, certified, proof quality 2000 South Africa 5 RAN coin could reach $25,000 in the right marketplace under the right conditions. That's my estimate. Will every piece reach that? Absolutely not. But is that ceiling possible? Yes, and that's what makes coins like this so exciting. Thank you for watching to the end. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit subscribe, like this video, and share it with other coin lovers you know. And if you ever want me to evaluate your rare coins or help you script another big reveal, I'm just one message away.
Welcome to MA Coinstar. Are you ready to uncover the hidden treasures that time has left behind? Whether you're a seasoned collector or just stepping into the fascinating world of rare coins, you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the numismatic history of South Africa, coins that hold memories, stories, and even surprising value. If you've ever held on to change from years ago, thinking, maybe one day this will be worth something, what if today is that day? Gentlemen, ladies, coin lovers, remember when the 5-cent coin from 2008 was just another piece of pocket change? A coin you'd maybe leave in your car tray or hand to a child for a gumball. But what if I told you that humble coin could be worth up to $9 million today? Yes, you heard that right. And you might have one lying around in your drawer right now. Back in 2008, South Africa, like much of the world, was navigating through economic uncertainty, the aftermath of a global financial crisis, the rise of commodity prices and shifting values. That small 5-cent coin, though overlooked, is now making headlines. It's not just a coin. It's a symbol of a moment in time, when every cent counted, when inflation was creeping, and when the value of your savings was something you had to guard with your life. Looking back, if you knew then what you know now, would you have saved that 5-cent coin? Would you have invested differently? Would you have taken a second look at the change in your pocket? Because that single coin is now a lesson in wealth, history, and hidden value. Let's talk details. The obverse, front, side of the 2008 South African 5-cent coin features the coat of arms of South Africa, adopted in 2000, a symbol of unity, national pride, and the rebirth of the South African identity post-apartheid. The inscription South Africa is printed in multiple official languages, depending on the mint batch, emphasizing the country's rich cultural heritage. The reverse back side showcases a striking image of the blue crane, South Africa's national bird, a graceful symbol of freedom and beauty, with the denomination 5C clearly marked below. The coin is copper-plated steel, relatively lightweight, and has a smooth-edged SO. What makes this coin worth $9 million? It comes down to a very specific batch of 2008 coins, believed to have been part of a minting error, or possibly an ultra-rare proof strike that never made it to public circulation in large numbers. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist today, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune to get their hands on them. If your coin is uncirculated, has sharp, flawless detailing, or comes from a limited proof minting, you could be sitting on a multi-million-dollar treasure. The current market value for a rare 2008 South African 5-cent coin is up to $9 million. Depending on condition, provenance, and buyer interest, it's one of the most sought-after coins in South African numismatics today, so don't overlook that old jar of coins. Have you ever kept coins from your childhood, thinking they were worthless? Do you remember how every coin mattered back in the day, when budgeting was tight, and a few cents could still buy something meaningful? Leave a comment below about what you remember from 2008 in South Africa. Where were you? What do you remember most about the economy, your savings, your daily life? Like this video if you've ever held on to coins for sentimental value. Share it with someone who might unknowingly be holding a fortune. And most importantly, subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss another episode. Because next time we're revealing more coins from South Africa and beyond. Ones that may be sitting right under your nose, ready to unlock a fortune. Stay curious, stay informed, and let's uncover the treasures of the past together. Welcome to MA Coinstar. Are you ready to uncover the hidden treasures that time has left behind? Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning to explore the fascinating world of rare coins, you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving deep into numismatic history, talking about coins that hold memories, stories, and yes, even unbelievable value. For those of you who've seen it all, from economic shifts to historical turning points, you know that the value of a coin goes far beyond the number stamped on its face. But here's the question. Do you know which coins are worth more than you think? Could the coins sitting in your drawers or coin jars be secretly worth a fortune? At MA Coinstar, we don't just talk about the rarest finds. We reveal the secrets behind growing your collection, understanding the true value of coins, and how even the most common-looking coin might hold secrets that could make you money. For South Africans, it was a time of great social change, economic uncertainty, and shifting values, not just in society but literally in currency. Now picture this, that tiny 1-cent coin. Yes, the humble copper-colored coin from 1988 that you probably walked past 1,000 times. Might just be worth up to $12 million today. Sound impossible? Stick around. This isn't just about money. This is about memories and meaning. In a time when every cent counted, when saving coins in jars was normal, that 1988 1C coin was part of everyday life. But like all things in life, not all coins are created equal. Let's take a deeper look. The obverse side of the coin features the portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, a historical figure from South Africa's early colonial past. Surrounding the image, you'll find the text SUID Africa/South Africa and the year of minting, 1988. This side represents more than just a face. It's a reminder of the country's complicated and rich historical roots. On the reverse side, we see the two sparrows perched on a branch, symbolizing the simple, yet profound connection to nature, life, and everyday South African life. Below them, the denomination is marked clearly 1C, a single cent smooth, plain edge, nothing extravagant, simple, ordinary, or so it seems. The truth is, not all 1988 1-cent coins are the same. While millions were minted for general circulation, a tiny handful were produced with minting errors or as part of extremely rare proof sets, never released to the public. These coins, especially if they're in uncirculated or proof condition, have caught the attention of elite. One such coin, authenticated and certified by experts, sold for an astronomical $12 million in a private auction. Yes, you heard that right. Condition: coins in mint or proof state, meaning untouched, perfect quality, are valued far higher. Rarity: only a few of these special 1988 coins were ever made or have survived in flawless condition. Demand: South African coins from the late 80s are increasingly sought after, especially by collectors looking for hidden gems. Error variance: some coins had double strikes, die cracks, or off-center mints, making them ultra-rare. Let's be honest, in 1988, no one imagined a 1-cent coin could be worth anything more than a piece of gum. But if you had known then what you know now, would you have kept more of them? Would you have paid closer attention? This coin teaches us one major lesson. Wealth isn't always obvious. Sometimes, it's sitting quietly in the background, tucked in a drawer, waiting to be rediscovered. Have you ever experienced sudden inflation or currency change? Did you lose wealth overnight? Or maybe learn a lesson the hard way about the importance of investing in assets that retain value? Tell us your story in the comments. What do you remember most about the money of your youth?